So as we approach Thanksgiving, this is one of our family's favorites. We're about 2 weeks away. I'm just gonna make a half a recipe here today because we are gonna enjoy this thoroughly come Thanksgiving Day. So this is basically just a take on a sweet potato casserole, but I feel like it's unique enough that I needed to share. Nothing earth-shattering here, but hope you will enjoy this for Thanksgiving. So we've got some candied yams down in our mixing bowl so far. We've got some cinnamon, vanilla, and some just regular white sugar. We're gonna add a little bit of egg, a quarter cup of milk, and then we're gonna go down with some melted butter. So I'm gonna put that butter in first, start to get this thing mixing, just so that we don't scramble that egg, because I did melt the butter on the stove. Just feel like it melts a little better and there's no popping all over the microwave. Go ahead and go down with that butter. We'll get that mixer turned on, and then we can start to add our other ingredients here. If you don't have a stand mixer, by all means, you can certainly use a hand mixer or whatever you have, or you can mash these things together with a potato masher, just a little bit to start anyway. Also, in the meantime, what I did was started to put together our topping, and the topping just consists, it's basically like a crisp topping almost. It's just gonna use pecans and sugar, or brown sugar, and some flour. Now, we do have a nut allergy in the family, so one of these batches gets made with pecans, and we make a separate one. Rolled oats make a really good topping as an alternate for any of those nut allergies that you might have. It's a lot like an apple crisp or a cherry crisp. So rolled oats is a good alternative in there. And we also have some butter in there just to kind of bind that and give it a nice coating on top. We've got our oven heated to 350, so I'd say that's probably good enough. We'll actually get our spatula, scrape that down, and then we're gonna go into, normally this is a 9x13, but again, since we're on a half a recipe and we wanted this to bake a little quicker today, I'm just gonna use a 9x9. And really, time's gonna vary, oven, all that good stuff. Let's start at 350, but you're also gonna have to just check this as it comes out, so you don't want it to be super, soft on the inside. You do want a little bit of crisp on that, or a little bit of texture on that. So again, I'm just gonna go into a 9x9 non-stick. Tried one of these Casserole pans for the first time. Seems to be working out well so far. That's an unsolicited plug for them. Keep reading all this stuff about Teflon coatings and this, that, and the other. So figured I would give it a try. They are gonna run you a little bit more money, but if you're not taking in a bunch of byproducts, maybe make us live a little bit longer, help us live a little bit longer, then so be it. So again, this is just gonna go down. Make sure we scrape that bowl, get all the good yum-yums out of there. There was a little bit of sugar here in the bottom, so I'm just gonna go ahead and mix that around our baking dish just to make sure we don't have any, lumpy sweet spots. But just go ahead and spread that around. You can kind of see, if you look closely, some of those larger chunks that I left in there. And again, that's entirely based on preference. If you like it super smooth. Again, we just have some flour, brown sugar, pecans, and a little bit of butter to bind all that together. And we're just gonna go ahead and go right on top with this. Get it in there. And again, we're gonna make a nice even layer. This is gonna brown up really nicely. That brown sugar caramelizes a little bit, and it gives it a little bit of a crunch. Honestly, my kids, they eat this after Thanksgiving, not even as a side dish, or they'll sit down in the evening and eat this almost as a dessert. So that's as easy as that is. The name of this Came from my mother-in-law. The recipe is called Senator Russell's sweet potato casserole. I'm not sure. I should actually look at the backstory, and I think at one point I did, but haven't committed that to memory. But make this for Thanksgiving. We'll be back to check it out in probably about 30 to 35 minutes, and hope you enjoy. All right, so the sweet sound of our timer going off and that Senator Russell's sweet potato casserole coming out. This thing looks beautiful. I wish we had smell-o-vision. It is a perfect golden brown. I already checked it with a toothpick just to make sure that it came out clean. That's probably the best way to do that. You can see that topping is a nice golden brown. You know, a good test for that is just going to be to make sure that you got a little crunch on that top, and you do. So that butter came together with the brown sugar and the pecans and made us a really nice casserole. And you can see when you take that, even that fork out from different parts of the dish, that it's done perfectly. This thing is smoking hot, but it just smells too good. If you can kind of see that, we've got a nice golden brown also on those sweet potatoes down on the inside, and really looking forward to this. Again, side dish or dessert. Could probably put some whipped cream on this thing and eat it as a standalone, because it is honestly just that good. So happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy.